type shit.
Stop playing with me, Drake.
DJ K.
Come on, I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. Posted up on the island with a bitch. They call me cause I ain't on that dumb shit. Yeah, I'm rich, but act broke with a bitch. Duval day, I really do it for the kids. Getting checks, never gotta work a job. No Viagra, dick still get hard. I can make your auntie swipe a credit card. OG in the game, realest that you ever. Aunties get down on the floor. Show these poor ass hoes how it go. Back it up like Freak Week 94. Is she under 24? It's a no. Come on, I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit.
Nieces and nephews, welcome back to another episode of Insomniac Theater with your boy Be Streaming. Make sure all my stuff hooked up right. Okay, we got the sounds going on. Throw a little music on right there. Bam. I got these sound effects. I don't know if they work. I don't know. Let me know if you heard a man scream. So. Here we are on this good old Saturday night, Friday morning, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to all my fellow insomniacs out there, Team No Sleep, people that can't sleep. Welcome to my little no sleep meet and greet, where all my fellow nocturnal creatures, we come to unite. Shout out to the people in the replay game that come watch the videos later throughout the week. Every little view is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share when you do stop by. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to learn something. We're going to kick back. We're going to kill some time. And we are going to talk some shit. But before we get to it, though, let's get a little admin stuff out the way real quick, because you can't go wrong with the admin stuff.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBe Streaming. Any donation will be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Shout out to all my people checking me out on Rumble. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share. Show some love, y'all.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
What up, everybody? What up? Night shift. The night shift has started. Insomniac Theater is here. We're going to be up for a bit until my edible and my wine kick in. Yeah, I usually don't go to bed at 7 a.m., but I usually end the shows earlier than that because it's just other shit I want to do before bedtime. Watch a little anime or something. Anyway, we on our zombie jam tonight. What's up, Jay? What's up, Serenity? See, Jay is dedicated. Jay is focused. Jay is locked in. You want to be like Jay. Jay understands the stuff we've been talking about. It ain't looking too good for a lot of us. And like I said, if you don't believe in the zombie apocalypse, don't matter. Pick one. Infrastructure collapse. Economy crumble. Some kind of bad virus that like the C-19 that fuck up the whole infrastructure and barely get food in the grocery stores, and it never shakes back. whatever little thing happens when the infrastructure crumble, you're gonna need the skills we've been trying to learn. And we've been realizing that we ain't ready. We think we ready, but we not ready. So every time I do one of these zombie shows, I learn some new shit. We all learn together, and it prepare you for whenever the shit hits, however the shit hits, when the shit hits. And humans are fucked up. We fuck up everything. We self-destructive as hell. You know, goddamn well at some point, the shit gonna hit. And when it do, you want people to may call you paranoid and extra now? Or do you want to be a prepared nigga with certain level of supplies and a certain level of skills? Without even like over investing. I ain't saying go spend your last to get a bunker. But if you got bunker money, I would suggest getting a bunker. And we might look a little bit more into bunkers tonight, in the yays and nays, pros and cons of bunkers. Because the other day we did do a bunker show. It wasn't even finished because there's so much different bunkers and different information. And my curriculum is kind of freestyle right now. That's why we be kind of all over the place. But in the end, when all the information combined, your survival, I guarantee you with my videos combined, I might put them into a playlist once I'm done. I will raise your zombie apocalypse or any post-apocalyptic situation survivability by 30%. That's the B streaming zombie survival crash course guarantee. This video included and all my other zombie-based, post-apocalyptic based videos combined will increase your chance of survival by 30%. Hey, listen. And if you don't survive, you get a full refund. With your dead ass. I don't fucking know.
Stop it. Get some help.
Woo, but seriously. I legitimately have been learning a lot, right? Legitimately. And not only learning a lot, learning new things, learning what I don't know, which is a form of learning. That's what we need to understand. The knowledge of not having knowledge is still technically knowledge. The knowledge of not having knowledge is knowledge. And any knowledge is power. So, we're going to start it off on some other type shit this time. As you see, this is Zombie Survival Crash Course. And I was going to cover things we covered before because this stuff can always be covered more thoroughly. You never learn it all. You never grasp it all. You never run all the scenarios through your head. But before we get to stuff that we kind of talked about before, I want to go over something that we haven't talked about. Because, you know, we talk about the different weapons and the best locations to set up your shop. The stuff to put in your bug out bag. We talked about ways to get clean water, filterize your water. No battery radios and flashlights. But at the top of this episode, we're going to start it back to some basic level survival skills. Shit that we should know how to do. But a lot of people don't. But if they do know how to do it, they only know how to do it in a very specific way, a very singular way. So I found this little video that's going to help us out with this. And when y'all see this, you'll be like, yo, this is a very key, crucial skill. But like I said, I wasn't trying to get to the different skills. But this one can't be left out. And this one is 14 ways to start a fire. 14 ways to start a fire. Some of y'all are probably like, fuck, I didn't even know it was 14 ways to start a fire. Because the thing about when the shit hits, you're not always going to have matches. You're not always going to have a lighter. We all know about the stupid rubbing sticks together method. I really never liked that one. That was never one of my favorites. But based on what this guy talking about, it's 14 ways. So let's look out of these 14 ways. You want to have options. When it comes to something as important as fire, right? And what fire means for you as a, as a survivor out there trying to make it. Like fire is life. Fire gonna keep your ass going. Real talk. So let's check it out. Let's learn something. Because how many of y'all really know how to start a fire? I only know a couple ways. I don't know 14. Everybody know, of course, a lighter and matches. That's light work. Everybody know the stick rubbing together. The dry leaf in the magnifying glass tactic. But who really walks around in magnifying glasses? But as I think about it, that's something you might want to add to your bug out bag. Because you can't count them. Lighters only last so long. There's only so many matches. Matches get wet. Lighters can get broke. So you got to have as many backup fire starting options. So you can have lighters. You can have matches. You can have the little flint and shit. You scrub the little, I think it's like a little flint, a magnesium bar or some shit. You scrape it and then light. I think it's the magnesium bar. And then you scrape it on the dry shit. Then you do the flint by the little stick that come with it, and you make sparks, and it usually light because of the magnesium. But you can have one of those, and have the magnifying glass too. Have it like as when it comes to fire, you cook with it. You can sterilize your water with it. You can keep yourself warm with it. You can dry your clothes with it. You can scare off animals with it. Fire is useful as fuck in any survival situation. So we talked about all the possibilities and all the sci-fi stuff that can happen, the different type of zombies and bunkers and all that. But just for that, but the beginning of this show, because we're gonna get back into the more entertaining shit. Even though I think this finna be really entertaining, because I find learning entertaining. We going back to some basic caveman level, super necessary skills. And we're going to do that probably at the beginning of each show. Get into a basic, common, regular nigga, non-movie based, real core skill. And we're going to watch some videos till we got a good conceptual understanding of this to where you feel comfortable trying that shit in real life.
Hey, Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you all the different ways I know to start a fire without matches. Now, some of these methods are more primitive technology survivalist style, and others are more MacGyver style, but all of these methods are fun. And while I don't claim to be a master of all of these methods, I think you're going to learn something new, and you're definitely going to have a good time. Okay, the first method I'm going to show you is my favorite. It is so simple and it's awesome. all you need is a cotton ball, a little bit of leftover soot or ash, and some elbow grease, and we're gonna make this thing burn. I'm going to unwind the cotton ball just like that, okay? I'm gonna take a little bit of this ash and I'm gonna sprinkle it right down in here and roll it like a burrito as tightly as I can. I'm gonna fold over the edges so it can't come out the sides. I'm gonna take about half the cotton ball, maybe 3/4 of the cotton ball, and then just tear it off, okay? And then I'm gonna take this other piece of 2x4 and we're gonna shape it. Just do this 3 or 4 times until it's formed enough that it doesn't unravel when you roll it the other direction. Now I'm gonna sandwich it between the 2 2x4s. I'm gonna start rolling. Just keep going until you see smoke.
Yo, that looked like too much work. You see how he was doing it so much and so long, he had to speed up the video just to, you know, not to waste so much time. Yeah, that's some elbow grease work. But if you're freezing or starving, this is definitely won't be one of my top methods at all. You know, we're gonna rank these methods. What's this? The cotton in the can? I'm just gonna write down what it is now, right? And then I'm gonna rank them at the end. But right now, because I don't even know how many. It's 11. I would put cotton in the can as the worst one, because it can't get no worse than this, right? Well, we about to find out. Why this thing still laughing? Jesus Christ.
See that? Hold it long ways like this. It encourages the
That boy breathing hard as fuck. But all jokes aside, you see what he did there. That method don't seem super effective to me, and it seems exhausting. But he took the cotton swab, broke it out, spread it flat, took some old ash with it from a previous fire, rolled it like kind of like a blunt style with the ash. Then he took 2 boards, little 4x4s, whatever, 2x4s, 4x4s, whatever, 4x2s, whatever, and used it for friction and rolled the cotton up, and then started scrubbing real fast. I guess it started smoking or something. Then he got some fire. But so all jokes aside, don't forget the technique. I would, hopefully he got some more effective seeming, easier to do options than this. Right now, I rank this as, it's the first one, but I rank this as number 11 because I think this video still said 14 ways to start fire. I'll put this at 14. It might move up if there's something worse than this, but right now, this at the bottom. That's how bad it is.
Sandwich it between the 2 2x4s. I'm gonna start rolling. Just keep going until you see smoke. See that? Hold it long ways like this. It encourages the ember to grow. Then there you go. How cool is that? So I've been trying this method on and off for the last 6 months, and doing it with cotton balls is pretty easy. I got it on like the 3rd try with cotton balls. Doing it with paper towels or toilet paper, it's possible. I've seen other people do it, but it's much more difficult. Whenever you're trying to make a fire from an ember, you need something that's really highly flammable that you can put that ember inside and it'll burst into flames, okay? Jute works really well, and you can unravel it and make it into a nest, but I'm a dirty cheater, and I like to do it the easy way. It is ready to go. You put an ember in that, and that'll burst into flames. There you go. Now I'm going to show you a method on how to accidentally start a fire without matches. Now you'll notice behind me I have all of these axes. I like to polish them and preserve them with linseed oil. Just this basic boiled linseed oil that you get at most hardware stores. And if you read the back of the label carefully, it'll tell you to never leave oil-soaked rags laying about because they can spontaneously combust. Apparently what happens is when you soak a rag or a paper towel in linseed oil and expose it to air, a chemical reaction occurs, something called like polymerization or something like that, and it gives off heat, and that heat gets more and more and more until it bursts into flame. And we're gonna see if we can make that happen without burning our house down. All right, I got this old kitchen towel here. We're gonna get this thing soaking and polish my spear. Oop, just put a hole in the ceiling. You know what this experiment needs? More linseed oil. Now, if you want to see me making all these spears and axes, definitely check out our playlist. We have forging playlists and axe restoration playlists. All right, guys, it's a cold, windy day here. We're going to take all these oily rags, put them in this cardboard box, and sit them on the forge and see what happens. It's been 2 hours, 47 minutes since I put the rags in this box.
See, like this method is just like praying for luck or something. I thought it couldn't get worse. At least the other one had some practicality behind it. We know the friction makes heat, blah, 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 all that. This one might end up being number 14 and the other one going to 13, unless he showed me something.
And it's starting to smoke, actually. Look at that, there's smoke coming out. I'm just gonna leave that here and we're gonna just see what happens. Well, we're just past the 3-hour mark and there's a lot of smoke coming out of that box. You can smell burning oil. So we'll see, we might have flames any moment now. There we go, guys. 4 hours, 25 minutes. This thing lit up like a candle. All right.
4 hours and 25 minutes, not bad if you ain't starving or freezing. Yeah. If you really set up and comfortable and got some time to plan and you're gonna want your fire by the time nighttime comes, so you start this process 4-5 hours before the sun goes down. So you know the sun go down, it look like it's about to go down, or go down around 7 p.m. You can start this process at like 3 p.m. and you'll have fire by the time the sun goes down. And the only good thing about this process is that it's not labor intensive, and it allows you to take care of other shit. You can kind of get this going and still go guard the perimeter. You don't have to be so focused, locked in, scrubbing and wearing yourself out. So it has its pros and cons. If I could, I'd make these both 14 and tie them up, because the other one seems like it's happening a little faster, but it seems harder to do in general and harder to do I forgot what the word is. It's just physically. It's harder to do in general and it's harder to do physically. The other one seems like it's just a chemical reaction and you can kind of step away from it and let it happen. But that 4 hours and 30-some minutes is pretty steep. You know, especially if you didn't have that time to sit it down and make it happen like that, if that makes sense. But we're gonna give the first one 14 and this one 13.
Whew. Starting to melt my GoPro. And that is why you have to be really careful how you store and dispose of oily rags. There's a lot of fun ways to start fires with bat.
You know what? I might have to give the cotton one 13 and that one 14 because you got to have that particular oil. And I never even heard of that particular oil. And what if you don't have that particular oil? And how long you expect that particular oil to have? You could pull cotton out of a lot of things. You can really pull cotton out of a lot of things and do that cottonwood. But that particular oil, if you just don't collect that shit like that, you shit out of luck. So that one is 14 because it's too specific on the oil you need, and also how long the process take. And even though you don't have to do a lot of work, it's kind of like a self-ran process that doesn't balance out the fact that you need specific oil, and also the 4.5 hours it takes to get everything good and going.
Batteries, and hopefully I'm about to show you some you haven't seen before. All right, guys, here's a classic: steel wool and a 9-volt battery. Just put it like that. There you go. If you try doing this with any of the other standard type batteries, they won't ignite the steel wool. Unless you take multiple batteries, usually about 3 or more, put them end to end, and then they'll light the steel wool. Next, we're going to start a fire by cracking open one of these lithium batteries here.
Steel wool and 9-volt batteries. Very specific. I mean, I don't have a lot of 9-volt batteries around the house in general. They're some of the hardest batteries to find. It's a method. It's cool to know all these methods, but I wouldn't make it my primary. I wouldn't make it my primary at all. This goes to 13, and the cotton method goes to 12. So cotton method is to 12. This method is the battery stuff is 13, and 14 is still the spontaneous combustion stuff with that weird oil that I never heard of.
Well, there you go. You might end up.
That method right there instantly goes down to 14. No. And it might stay at 14. I can't think of any method being worse than a method that'll damn near blow your goofy ass up. I just can't think of it. But with that said, though, before we move on to the next one.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncB Streaming. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Let's get back to it. But yeah, that lithium, So yeah, so the lithium battery method is 14. Okay. The the special oil spontaneous combustion shit is 13. And 12 is the regular batteries. The battery to magnesium. And 11, we're gonna go with the cotton rub joint. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, the worst to the best going as you go up. I need to write this shit down. I'll write it down while he talking. Let's get back to it.
Blind and disfigured, but you can start a fire with just a battery. Remember, kids, don't try this at home because it explodes and it catches things on fire. Next, I'm going to show you the fire piston. The fire piston ignites a fire by super compressing air. When you compress air suddenly and violently, it heats up to the point where you can ignite an ember. You can see here this part slides in there and it makes a really tight seal. In the tip of the piston is a little bit of char cloth. Char cloth is just charred cloth. You take some of this stuff, you burn it up, make it into charcoal. The hardest part about the fire piston is getting the ember from here into your tinder and getting it to a flame. It's a very, very delicate ember. There we go. Ooh. Now you can make these fire pistons out of wood. There's lots of videos online on how to do that, or you can buy them. This one was made by a company called Beskuk. I'm not sure how practical of a tool this is, but it sure is a load of fun. Let me show you one of my favorite ways to start a fire. Now, if you're in the woods in a survival situation, you find this very specific type of tree. Look down into the root system and find where I've stashed a bottle of potassium manganate and glycerin. And you can use this to start an amazing fire. Now, potassium manganate is a very harsh oxidizer you can find in most hardware stores. It's used for water filtration systems. And glycerin is a common...
I already know this one's going to be low on the list. Got two specific things that you always got to have to start your fire. It's only so much in a bottle. You're going to need fire down there nightly. You can't your main way to start fires can't be something where you dependent on rare shit, limited supply shit like this. So, yeah.
An ingredient in homemade soaps and shampoos and things like that. If you mix the two together, you'll get fire. Now, if you don't have glycerin, apparently you can use sugar too, but the results are not as good. All right, guys, classic flint and steel here. Another great way to start a fire. With flint and steel, there's a couple things that work really well. You got cotton balls. And then you got steel wool. And you can see how the jute probably burns the best. Now, we've got 3 different types of flint and steel. So first off, this is the blast match. You go and you put the steel onto the ferro rod like that. Works absolutely great. And then you've got the kind with the magnesium strips here. And
that's what I used to have with the magnesium strips. This flint steel method, in my opinion, is a must-have. But everything that they talked about so far, the other was good for backup, unless the other methods he come with are, a lot better. But this is on the list to have, regardless of whatever they tell me after this. What is 14 things? This is in the top 5. This is in the top 5. And it's not coming out the top 5. I don't know where it's at in the top 5. Shit, right now we could put it number 1. Right now we could put this number 1. But we'll see where it stands when time is over at the top 5.
get it up into a little line there. There you go. Now, I bet a lot of you guys are wondering what happens if you ignite the entire magnesium bar. One of the more challenging primitive fire building techniques is the fire plow method. You absolutely need bone-dried dead wood. You can't have any green wood. You can't be wet at all. So you can see I took the pocket knife and whittled this down to a bit of an edge there. Make a little groove to rub the stick up and down. So once you get a good groove going, you need to find a spot to put your jute.
That boy is working. That boy is working like a slave. That method is definitely not in the top 5. It's extra as fuck. Sounds exhausting as that boy is huffing and puffing.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
That boy, man, listen to this nigga. He about to die.
What the hell?
That boy exhausted, people. That man dead on his feet. Him tired. Shit. Oh boy, that boy, he's still breathing hard for a little fucking little kernel of fire. Nah. Yo, that nigga real life tired. That shit wore him out, man.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
Over the years, I've tried this method a half dozen times, and I've come close. I can always get smoke, but getting an
Yeah, fuck that method, buddy. I give that method 2 thumbs down. That shit is a flop.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Look at him. You got to try and doing this shit during the apocalypse. He didn't even get no fire. He look war. What if a zombie come right now? This nigga good as bit. That nigga ain't finna fight off no zombie run or nothing. This nigga is bit.
ember. Getting an ember that's worth the darn is hard, and it really is an upper body workout. But all you need is a pocket knife and a couple pieces of dry wood to give it a go. So definitely give it a try. It's a challenge. All right, I'm gonna show you another primitive fire making technique, the fire saw. This is one that you use with bamboo, and it just so happens that I have a 20-foot long piece of bamboo from another video I did. Get a long piece of bamboo, and you want it long so that you can go and put your leg on it like this. Then you take some of your tinder or jute, you slide it under there. You want it to be packed up in there so that it's touching the top. You're gonna start sawing. You're just gonna go nice and easy and just cut a groove. Once you feel like you got a good groove, then you start adding pressure. Four years of making YouTube videos has not prepared me physically for this. But you can see it burned the tinder really well. Almost made a ember. Came darn close to igniting it. But my arms are just toasted. Oh, the fire plow method in this just ruined me today. There's another technique for the fire saw that's a little bit easier for the back. You take some shorter pieces of bamboo like this, and you get a jacket or something to act as a pad, and you lean against a board, a tree trunk, whatever you can. Then what you do is you take your tinder, you put it right in there, hold it down with your thumbs, and then start working it. Oops.
Yo. These 5-star ways he been showing have been exhausting as fuck. So far, the best one has been the flint and steel method. The chemical ones are effective, but very, very, very resource specific. You need specific chemical mixtures and shit. I can't go around the goddamn city doing the apocalypse trying to find specific fucking chemicals like I'm a goddamn chemist. So in the friction fucking ways, the friction ways to start fire, this nigga been huffing and puffing, and he does this shit. So you imagine our eyes, what the fuck? Like, yeah. So far, the flint steel method is the surefire. This shit seems like a whole lot of work that don't even always work. If you get what I'm saying, a lot of work that don't work is insane. No.
You see, I can char it and do a lot of sawing, but I'm not getting a good ember. Okay, so this fire starting technique is kind of cool. It was used by ancient Japanese swordsmiths to start their forge fires. You would take a cold...
This shit sound like it's finna be too loud. Even if you hide from zombies or other humans or whatever, beating on a piece of steel is gonna draw a lot of attention to where you at. I hope that's not what he finna do. There's only one way to find out, right?
Piece of steel or wrought iron, and you would beat it until it turns red hot.
He sped that up. That's why I noticed about his channel. That's their sign to let us know that he doing a whole lot of work. That boy slaving.
Oh, I'm really getting a workout today. It takes a fair amount of pounding, and you really need a high quality anvil. I do not have a high quality anvil, and I have put this massive...
I don't have an anvil, and I'm moving around from location to location. I'm not finna drag a fucking anvil. So your method goes down to the bottom of the list. Definitely not in the fucking top 5 at all. Fucking anvils? The fuck we look like just having an anvil or needing an anvil around for our primary way of starting a goddamn fire or any way of starting a fire. Cause if I gotta split and leave a location, I'm not dragging a fucking anvil with me.
What the hell?
Fucking nuts.
Dent in my anvil right there. It just is horrible. But there you go. That's how you start a fire, with a hammer and a piece of steel. Another great method of building fire is to harness the power of the sun. We've all used magnifying glasses to burn leaves and ants and that sort of thing. And if you go online, there's tons of videos about people using ice or bags of water, or even polishing the bottom of an aluminum can to focus the energy of the sun and build a fire. Unfortunately, I picked the absolute worst time of year to do this part of the video because it's the dead of winter and we haven't had a sunny day in weeks. But I'm going to show you one method that you might not have seen that's pretty cool. You unscrew the flashlight and pull out the reflector. Take a piece of the char cloth, wad it up.
Now he getting all MacGyverish, right? I think right now the best message we saw was the steel and flint or whatever, the magnifying glass, and the cotton ash one. I put those in the top 3 where you roll the cotton in the ash. All this special chemicals. Under that, I guess I'll put the battery one. With all the stuff where you got to work yourself and struggle and be exhausted and still might not get a fire, then I'm at definitely the bottom of the barrel methods. Anything that's super, super loud, no. I'm sitting here talking, might not even on. That's when you know the edible kicking in. Let's get back to the fucking video then.
And you're going to put it in there. Then you're going to tilt the reflector until the sun's rays are focused on the char cloth. You'll get it burning, get an ember going, and then you'll dump it into your tinder. Probably the most well-known method of starting fire without matches is the spindle and board method. I've got this little store-bought spindle and board kit here just to kind of demonstrate for you. And it's got this bamboo bow here with the rope wrapped around it. And it's even got ball bearings and a little handle here. And you hold this.
Too specific, too weird. Who has one of those? You'll keep one of those. Can you repair one of those? I'll pass. Cool. Cool for camping, but not cool for day-to-day, on the move, life or death, Book of Eli, World War Z, Walking Dead. Infrastructure has crumbled type situations. This is like a kid's toy. I'll pass.
See, this is the trick. When you get smoke coming from your ash pile, that's when you know you got it.
Well, down fire make you work hard for that shit, don't it? But it's so fucking crucial that even the worst ways that we looked at so far, it's worth trying if you ain't got no fire. Because again, I said fire, yo, cooks your food, sterilize your water, keeps you warm, dries your clothes, wards off animals, sterilize wounds. You got to burn your shit. But no, cauterize, my bad, not sterilize, cauterize your wounds. Hey, you still might get a little infection, but at least you're not bleeding to death, right?
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
I'm just saying. But yeah, that method, he did a lot for that little spark he got right there.
There you go. All right, we're gonna try to find some wood and do the spindle method for real. For the spindle, you need something long, straight, not too many knots. It needs to be bone dry, and it needs to be the right diameter. I tend to like to get something a little bit thicker than I want, and then take my knife and whittle it down.
Already, I'm like, way too specific.
Oh my God! Wow!
Not feeling it. Let's go.
You're looking for something that's a softer wood, like spruce or pine, or even some types of reeds you can use. If you're going to be doing the bow method, you can get away with about 5-6 inches of spindle. If you're doing the hand method, you really need 18 to 24 inches of spindle. All right, I got a little piece of wood in the drill. We're gonna do a test piece and see if we can get an ember. If we can't get an ember with the drill, not gonna get an ember by hand. All right, so we made fire with the drill. We know it can be done. All right, we're gonna take the thicker pieces and cut them into boards. Now, if only I had an axe. Aha! All right, there we go. There's the board. Does it work really well? You got cotton balls. Classic flint and steel here. Another great way to start a fire. With flint and steel, there's a couple things that work really well. You got cotton balls. And then you got steel wool. This is 3 different types of flint and steel. So first off, this is the blast match. You go and you put the steel onto the ferro rod like that, and get it up into a little line there.
I guess he was saying the magnifying glass is cool, but you can't get it if it's nighttime and ain't no sun. What the fuck you gonna magnify, right? But I don't care about that. Have the flint and steel kit. The magnifying glass should be part of your to-go bag, because you can use the flint at night, the magnifying glass in the day. And they both solid backups to have, better than any of this other shit where you gotta end up fucking breathing like this right here after you do it.
And it really is an upper body. Over the years, I've tried this method 6 times, and I've come close. I can always get smoke, but getting an ember.
This boy tired as fuck, didn't even complete the mission. That boy tired as fuck and didn't even get the goddamn job done. So I hope you guys learned something practical, because I definitely did. Some of those methods, a lot of them are definitely not first round draft picks, but in a clutch, nothing else going on, you never fucking know. Knowledge is power. You can never have too much knowledge. Even if it's not the best knowledge, it still can be usable in the right circumstances. The worst knowledge can become good knowledge in the right circumstances. That is a fact.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
Give a nigga a break. All right. This Unc's Zombie Survival Crash Course, it ain't over. No. I'm trying to, like I said, I want to, because this video alone, this show I'm doing tonight ain't even going to be enough. It's going to be all the shows together that's going to give you that 30%, easy 30%. I'm going to say a 30 to 50% chance. 30 for sure, 50 depending on how much you listen, how much fucking practice stuff you do, how much thought, running scenarios in your head you put into it. But I will increase your survivability by 30 to 50% by all the things we learn, compile, and share together. Because that's what it's all about. You know, I read a lot of books, seen a lot of movies, listened to a lot of audiobooks. But at the same time, I ain't never been in no zombie apocalypse either, so I'm learning shit. But I have read survival guides, and I was in the military, and I have camped, and I have lived outside, and I got some foraging skills. But again, every time we do these shows and stuff, I find out about some new technology, new methods, and things like that every time.
Our first fire is the TB fire. It's one of the fast.
So we're going to take it to super simple right now, right? This video is called Campfires 101. Campfires 101. And you know, if you've been to college, the 101 class is supposed to be the easiest level class. So this should be like the easiest level fire starting shit we gonna need. This guy showed us a lot of creative methods to start a fire, but this is called Campfire 101. So this got to be like super beginner shit. And you know, we as humans with technology had got so comfortable to where it's shit that cavemen used to be able to do that we can't fucking do anymore. What's that people that slogan used to be so easy even a caveman could do it. You would think the starting fire would be one of those things, but it's fucking not. So even though we learned all those cool methods, let's learn some more practical methods. Practical, common man, and not as many special tools and shit type methods. Let's see what we got. Like you see right there, a pile of rocks and strips of wood. We all got that. Let's see something. Good old campfire you can use. Set you some torches, keep some animals away, keep yourself warm, dry your clothes, dry your feet, dry your socks. One thing in any post-apocalyptic situation, you can't be walking around with wet socks too long. You gotta take care of your feet, because if your feet get fucked up, infected, or hurt in any kind of way, it's gonna affect how you walk and run in any kind of post-apocalyptic situation. Be it you zombies, be it fucking cannibals, be it fucking scavengers, pirates, bandits. Everybody just trying to survive, and other humans do their thing. If you can't run good, your ass is cooked.
Oh my God!
And fire will help you fucking dry your clothes, dry your socks. In the winter, it will protect you from frostbite. Cook your food, which is important. I mean, I know I like my steaks medium rare, But you can't be eating whatever meat we're gonna be eating during the zombie apocalypse. No medium rare, because it might be raccoon, squirrel. Hell, it get down bad enough. It might be cat or dog. I didn't want to go there because I love my cat and my dog, but I wouldn't probably eat them, but I might eat somebody else's cat and dog.
Oh my God!
For survival. We talking Walmart's closed, people. We talking Walmart has been cleaned out type shit. Yeah. For all my city boys out there, this might be some shit you never done before. This shit might save your life. So let's learn how to do this.
Fastest and easiest fires to build. It gives off nice high flames, so if you're sitting above the fire level, you'll feel that warmth, and is incredibly easy to maintain. Here's how to make it. We start by building a tinder bundle, which for me consists of birch bark and toothpick-sized twigs. Slicing thin curls on a stick like this is called feathering, and makes some great kindling for the heart of your fire. To make the main structure, you just balance sticks up against one another, just kind of lean them in a teepee shape, and that's really all there is to it. Just make sure there's enough spacing for ventilation, or else your fire is going to smother out before it catches on. Light this one from the bottom up, that heat is going to rise, and ignite this one actually really quick. I started an official timer at this point to compare all three of the fires. I wanted to look at how long it really took to get going, when maintenance was...
What the fuck did he light that fire with? Does anybody know how to do this shit? I think he had the little flint thing. This video just showing us some stacking methods, but I don't need that. We're gonna go with this guy right here.
The more fire hacks you know, the better off you're gonna be. Be careful with your fire, stay safe, and practice these hacks at home. You saw me collecting those items, and you're probably thinking fire. You're right. Sandwich bag. That's about enough water. Try to get all the air out. And you'll get that kind of a shape. I think in another 10 or 15 minutes, we might get a break to pull this off. Got my stuff ready to go. So that's basically the shape you want. You hold on to it like this. Don't twist it until you puncture it. You want this roundish shape, and you'll have this point, but you're gonna start here, and the ray will come out here, see? If you can see that, that's what we want. I'm just waiting for the sun to get a bit better.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! Wow!
That's outstanding. I would have never thought about starting a fire that way. It looks like it's about to work. Listen, people. As humans, we have gotten so comfortable with electricity and water and plumbing. I've been to countries in this day and age that did have most of the shit I just listed. We are one major disaster, one bad week from going from how it is now to the Book of Eli. If C-19 didn't teach you anything, it's that this country is fragile as fuck. Our infrastructure is fragile. Within 2-3 weeks of the C-19, I remember Walmart shelves being fucking empty. I remember going to get some bread, and the only thing left was that thick ass dry wheat bread with the raisins in it.
No.
And that's why when I do my Insomniac theater thing and we cover weird random shit, like tonight, Unc Zombie Survivor Crash Course, we talk about the more movie-based shit, which we're going to get to, but we starting off with the practical shit right now, and we need to master fire. Like I said before, fire is crucial. Cooks your food, sterilize your water, dries your clothes, keeps you warm, keeps animals away. You can even heat up some metal and cauterize a wound. So without fire, you ain't gonna have life. And goddamn, JM. Jam says, hell, a strong storm that knocks off power for more than 24 hours. We're fucked. Yeah. We have this thing in Texas all the time where the grid goes off. And unfortunately, when it didn't happen this year, but when we have like little snowstorms and they be turning the grid power on and off. Put it this way, almost every year in Texas, elderly people, it's usually elderly people, freeze to death or have some kind of heat-related death from overheating. Every year here in modern times.
Just got to try to get your rays where you want them. Of course, I got ants crawling all over me now. Takes patience. Just move it around, play with it.
That's the only thing I don't like about these kind of fire starting methods. You gotta really, really, really work for that fire, yo. These kind of methods make you really, really work for that fire. But as tedious as they seem, fire just that important. It just is. It's literally that fucking important.
We're getting smoke. There we go. I hope the camera's catching this. Looks like it's going. Now we got to feed it. We got our coal.
That nigga earned that fire. If y'all don't remember, he used just a Ziploc bag, put some water in it, wrapped it, tighten the Ziploc bag up a certain way where you had a little water bubble inside the Ziploc bag. Use that to reflect sunlight through the front, using the bag to reflect sunlight through it, kind of magnifying glass style. And that's literally how he made his fire. I would have never thought of that shit. But now we fucking know. And just like that, we that much more ready to survive some shit that we don't really have time for, don't really have a desire for. But hey, better safe than sorry, right?
Fire with a sandwich bag. That's a good one. It's probably enough. I'm going to kind of weave it together a little bit. Put it in here. And then basically just short it out. You see the sparks? Use a stick and you can push it together more. Because it gets really hot too. You see the sparks I'm getting? I will get it. Okay, we got her. See that? Don't smother your coal now. Okay, I got my coal pretty big here. And I collected a bit of cedar. I'm gonna put this on the back side.
Yeah, he just did that 9-bolt battery method that we saw before. That's cool and all, but honest truth, you can't be really count on having 9-bolt batteries around like that, you know? You just can't. How many are you gonna have? What happens when you run out? You gotta find more batteries. I don't like methods to start fire that's really, really dependent, and you want to have as diverse methods as possible that's separate of each other, just in case if one fail, you can do the other one. When something runs out, you can pull out the other one. But something that need batteries, I would definitely not have in my top 5 possibilities. I'd rather do a little more elbow work by rubbing the shits together than count on constantly getting batteries. Y'all seen the book of Eli? That nigga doesn't have a bunch of batteries lying around.
All right, now we got her. Get that to a spot.
Yo, is this dude just a homeless nigga with a cell phone making YouTube videos?
No.
Is this dude just a homeless nigga? He look like it though, I ain't gonna lie. He look like he just live out there. He look like he sleep under that tree right there. But the boy ready though. Niggas like this is ready. We ain't gonna do this whole video.
That took effort, but we got her.
We're gonna check out a couple more methods. Oh, he got his dog with him, the doggy. Yeah, he trying more battery shit. We out of there. We done with that. We get it. We went over several methods. Go back and check out more. But in any survival situation, again, like if COVID had been 2 times worse than what it was, we might have never recovered as a country. Or it would have took a whole lot longer and shit would have got real bad before it got better.
No.
And if your most useful skill is naming all the different types of Pokemon, the world ain't gonna be too easy for you, broski. It ain't. And that's just being real. So that's why we have to expand our knowledge base, as strange as things may look, as strange as things may sound. Well, I got something for you that might help us all live. This whole video in itself might save our life. It's called Zombie Outbreak. Why 90% of people fail on day 1. How to be the 10%. I don't know about y'all. I want to know how to be that 10%. So let's see if we can educate ourselves and learn a little something to be in that top 10% of people that the first day though said, why 90% of, you know, in those zombie movies and stuff, they do be like within the first week, 90% of the population disappeared, died off. And I always thought like, what the fuck? Why they so sorry? Why are they so sorry that they got taken out in the first week? But I'm talking all that shit. and I got inward luck, I fuck around and get bit the first day too. Stick my hand out to check if it's cold and I get bit. Then you know it was apocalypse. All my plans gone to nothing. Let's find out though. Let's find out why 90% of people fail on day one and how to be the 10% that don't. Because I like them numbers. I like them odds. Let's see if we can learn some. Get some zombie education.
You have been lied to. For decades, pop culture has conditioned you to believe that the apocalypse is a war. Movies tell you it is a shootout. Video games tell you it is a fetch quest for loot. They paint a picture where survival is determined by who has the biggest gun, the sharpest aim, or the most muscular physique. They are wrong. The apocalypse is not a war. It is a math problem. And right now, sitting there in your comfortable chair, surrounded by the invisible safety nets of modern civilization, you are failing the equation. If a Class 4 biological outbreak were to hit ground zero today, statistical models don't predict a battle. They predict a massacre, but the vast majority of the casualties in the first 24 hours won't come from the teeth of the infected. They won't come from riots. They won't even come from the chaos. The 90% who die on day one are killed by a single, silent enemy: dependency. We are an apex predator that has forgotten how to hunt. We have outsourced our survival to a fragile, automated system that we don't understand and cannot fix. We assume water comes from a tap. We assume food comes from a shelf. We assume safety is a phone call away. Day one is not about fighting monsters. It is about the violent, sudden realization that the system has been switched off. The 10% who survive are not.
So pretty much, old buddy is saying we soft as baby shit.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
He's saying we walking around here fat, slow, spoiled, with noodle arms, can't run 50 yards, don't know how to even fucking nail something together without hitting our thumbs, can't hunt, can't farm, can't fish, can't gut a fish, can't skin an animal, can't start a fire. Because when we get hungry, we just go to Walmart. Matter of fact, it's gotten so bad. Now, he got a good point. It's gotten so bad, some of us don't even go get our own groceries. We get them delivered. You know, at the Walmart around the corner from me, they have the drone system where Walmart can deliver your groceries in a drone. I see them flying all around all the time in my neighborhood. Motherfuckers getting their food delivered by drones. Well, when the shit hits, if the shit hits, when the shit hits, ain't nobody gonna be worried about droning food to your shit. The grocery stores, we saw it with the C-19. The grocery stores look packed when we in there. But take it from someone that thoroughly understands logistics. It's a revolving door of trucks coming to those stores, refilling the fucking shelves. It looks always packed like that because that's how it's designed. But let a week or so of no truck deliveries, and that shit gets empty real fast. Just a week, Walmart looking like a goddamn ghost town. I'm telling you, go in the bread section. It's the buns that you gotta cut in half, and the raisin bread and shit. All the meat's gone. It was bad, man. I remember it was bad. I'm telling you, y'all remember? Y'all got families and stuff. Y'all definitely remember how doing C-19, how everything got real tight. So yes, a lot of people don't even understand the logistics, how it works. They just know the shit be there when they want it, but don't understand all the steps and processes and individuals you need alive or willing to do their job or able to do their job. The 18-wheelers ain't gonna be able to take all the food back and forth People ain't finna be even in the place working if some infrastructure crumbling scenario happen. Be it economic crash, solar flare, nuclear war, revolution, zombie apocalypse, alien invasion, whatever the fuck. You would not be able to count on the fire department, police department, grocery stores, gas station, restaurants, none of that shit. Because all those people got lives and families, and they got to go do what they got to do and live their best fucking way and take care of themselves and they fucking own. You are on your own, like back in the caveman days, where it's dependent on the skills, abilities that you have. And like I said, if your best superpower is reciting all the different Pokemon, you are fucked.
Stop it. Get some help.
And that's why I'm here, to possibly help you unfuck yourself, or maybe just be a little bit less of a
5 letters.
One word.
Bitch!
Folks keep acting like consequences are optional. That's when you got to bring out the paddle. It's called accountability. And trust me, it leaves a mark.
Ow! Ow! Oh my god, it's on fire! Somebody! Ah! This is not normal! It feels like a whole hive in my pants!
You good, man?
Do I look good? My booty got betrayed! Ah!
A hit hoe will holla.
I actually hit that by accident. I hit that by accident, but I said, why not? Let's let it run on through. But let's get back to the video. We in the theater right now. Insomniac Theater. Shout out to all my ghouls, my night owls, my vampires, my fellow fucking insomniacs, creatures of the night. Like I said, we are that much closer to being Batman just by having the sleep patterns that we have. Now we just gotta train and do all the extra shit. But we got the patrol the city at night part down because we be up.
Not the strongest. They are the ones who realize seconds before everyone else that they are now alone. Welcome to the mathematics of extinction. Let's solve the problem. Let's look at the human animal. We'd like to think we are rational, logical beings. We aren't. We are emotional creatures who occasionally think. And our operating system has a fatal flaw that gets exploited in a catastrophe. It isn't just fear. Fear is useful. Fear makes you run. The problem is processing lag. Consider the station nightclub fire disaster or the 2004 tsunami. In both cases, researchers found a terrifying phenomenon. When the water started receding or when the smoke first appeared, the majority of people didn't panic. They didn't run. They stood still. They looked at each other. They waited for social cues. In psychology, this is known as analysis paralysis compounded by pluralistic ignorance. If no one else is screaming, your brain assumes there is no danger. You are outsourcing your threat detection to the herd. And in a zombie outbreak, the herd is the most dangerous place you can be. While the 90% are standing on the sidewalk, filming the first attacks with their smartphones, trying to frame the chaos into a social media post, they are burning the most valuable resource they have: distance. The virus moves exponentially. 1 becomes 2. 2 becomes 4. In a dense urban center like New York or
This falls under the lines of the good old saying, he who hesitates masturbates. And that pretty much mean if you don't, that's right up there with hell. He who hesitates masturbate, closed mouth don't get fade. Basically, if you don't take action, you shit out of luck. In certain situations, there ain't no time for hesitation, no time for pause, no time for figuring. You gotta accept reality for what it is as fast as possible. That's when the people that hate red pill so much, which is really just accepting reality for what it is and then conducting yourself according to reality based upon what it is, regardless of how it makes you feel. Set reality for what it is and conduct yourself accordingly, regardless of how it makes you feel. That's all red pill is. But people gonna say it's about, hey, women, blah, blah, blah. But in this kind of situation, get your red pill on. As soon as you see motherfuckers gnawing on niggas' bones and shit, don't stand there and shout like a little biatch. Be like, oh, it's here. It's a goddamn zombie apocalypse. What the fuck? Shake your motherfucking analysis paralysis. Stop hesitating. And get your ass on the go. Because every fucking minute, every second, everything gonna count. You know, first come, first served on a lot of shit when the looting start.
London, the infection rate isn't a curve. It's a vertical wall. Every second you spend trying to validate the reality of the horror is a second the infection radius expands by 10 meters. The 10% don't wait for validation. They trust their gut and they move. They understand that in a binary scenario of life or death, looking foolish for running away from nothing is infinitely better than looking stoic while being eaten alive. Now, let's peel back the layer of reality you take for granted. You think you have time. You think you have 3 days before the water runs out? Or a week before the food is gone? You don't. You have hours. Our entire civilization runs on a philosophy called just-in-time delivery. Grocery stores do not have backrooms full of stock anymore. What you see on the shelf is what exists. In a panic buying scenario, a standard supermarket is stripped bare in 45 minutes, not days.
What the hell?
45 minutes. 45 minutes. Goddamn. Yo. That's wild. Not even a nigga can't get an hour out this shit.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Yo. Shit looking bleak. But listen. It makes sense. It makes sense. Grocery stores like Walmart start having that whole bit. What you see in the store is what's there. Because the building only so big. And then they went super Walmart and wanted to have more space for all the different products. So guess what? They mean they lost space as far as having extra storage outside of what's stored in the store. So what's there is what you got. It ain't no secret storage room with meats and shit and food in the Walmart. So I get it. So he fucking right. Damn.
Minutes. But the food isn't the immediate killer, it's the power grid. We treat electricity like magic. But the grid is a living beast that requires constant human intervention to stay balanced. Demand must match supply exactly every second of every day. If the workers at the power plant flee, or if the automated safety systems trigger a shutdown due to a lack of input, the grid doesn't just fade out, it crashes hard. Why does this matter for your survival in the first 12 hours?
I got solar panels at my house. Nanny boo boo, nanny boo boo. Nah, I really do though. The good kind.
Because of the water pressure. Most people don't know that water doesn't flow to the second floor of their house by magic. It is pushed by massive electric pumps. When the grid dies, the pumps die. Gravity takes over. The water in the pipes drains to the lowest point. The 90% will go to their sink 4 hours into the apocalypse to fill a glass, and they will hear a dry hiss. That sound is the death knell. They are now dehydrated in a combat zone. The 10%? They didn't run to the store to fight over toilet paper. The moment the news broke, while the lights were still on, they plugged the bathtub drain. They filled every pot, every bucket, every plastic bag with tap water. They secured 50 gallons of life support while the rest of the world was still arguing on Twitter about whether the zombies were real. You will hear survivalists talk about being a gray man, blending in, looking unremarkable. It is a solid theory, but most people misunderstand it. They think it means wearing boring clothes. On day one, blending in gets you killed. Because the background you are trying to blend into is a stampede of victims. If you are stuck in traffic on the highway because that's where everyone else is going, you are not a gray man. You are a sardine in a tin can waiting to be opened. Gridlock is the primary death trap of the modern world. A car is a wonderful tool for freedom until it isn't.
Yeah, most of these videos we watch have a common denominator, a recommending not fleeing to your car to get on the highway and go to wherever. I don't know where you think it's going to be safe at elsewhere. As soon as you hear about some shit, because that's not an original idea, and the vast majority of other people would have thought the same shit. And next thing you know, you're in a 1,000-mile car traffic jam, 1,000 car traffic jam, or what traffic jam? What the fuck? Goddamn, I'm tongue-tied in a motherfucker. Where my homegirl at, man? She usually straighten me out when I fuck my words up.
Once a ton of pine. Once a
ton of time. But yeah, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Shit. Let's get back to it, man.
In a mass evacuation, a car is a 3,000-pound cage. Once the roads are blocked, and they will be blocked by accidents, checkpoints, and abandoned vehicles within the first hour, you are trapped in a glass box. You cannot maneuver. You cannot hide. You are a sitting duck for the infected who can weave through the traffic, and for the desperate living who want your vehicle. The 90% are married to their vehicles. They view the car as an extension of their home. They feel safe inside it. That false sense of security keeps them buckled in their seats while the threat closes in. The 10% look at the traffic map, see the red lines forming, and make the hard choice instantly. They abandon the vehicle. They grab the pack. They move on foot, or better yet, they use the blood veins of the city that cars cannot access. We are talking about the linear infrastructure that cuts through every town but is invisible to the average commuter. Railroad tracks, high-tension power line cuts, storm channels. These are the highways of the apocalypse. They are flat, they are usually straight, and they are empty. While the masses are screaming at each other on the interstate, the survivor is walking 3 miles an hour silently along the train tracks, bypassing the kill zone entirely. Let's address the elephant in the room. Weapons. If I gave you a choice right now between a high-end assault rifle and a pair of broken-in hiking boots, 90% of you would take the rifle. And 90% of you would be dead because of it. This is the video game syndrome.
Already got hiking boots, bitch. Give me the goddamn rifle.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Give me the rifle. What y'all want, the boots or the rifle? Some people might say the boots because they already got plenty of guns. And I have a gun. I have 2 guns. I have 2 weapons. Handgun, shotgun. I need a good assault rifle. If you got all the guns you need, then get the good boots. Because you only can carry so many guns. JM said, hey, he want the rifle. He got plenty of boots. Exactly. I got some boots and I got some good sneakers that's pretty sturdy. And I think I got a better chance of finding some more boots in the zombie apocalypse than finding just a gun lying around. Because if I have to, I could take the shoes off a zombie.
We can't make this shit up. We can't make this shit up.
Think about it. I could take the shoes off a zombie. Once I pop a cap in his ass, he not gonna need them no more.
No.
Where the fuck he gonna go? But you know, to each his own. But yeah, I don't agree with that. I'm not picking the boots. And that's not gonna decrease my chances of survival because I didn't pick the boots, because I got boots.
Fantasize about the firefight. You imagine headshots, but you forget the logistics of combat. A gunshot in a silent city, stripped of the ambient noise of traffic and industry, sounds like a cannon blast. It can be heard for miles. In a zombie scenario, sound is a dinner bell. Firing a weapon is not a defensive act. It is.
I get all that, but I'll still rather have the gun as a last resort than not have one at all and have a real crisp pair of boots. Again, I got boots already and I have plenty of shoes. Even for the people that don't have boots, they got shoes. Like the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? They got at least a good pair of running shoes. It don't have to be some steel-toe work boots. I mean, if you, like I said, later you can use your same gun, I don't know, break in a fucking shoe warehouse or some shit, you know, and get you some boots. I don't fucking know, but boots ain't that serious. It's gonna be a whole bunch of zombie-fied motherfuckers walking around with shoes, boots, or something on their feet. You can find a nigga with your shoe size and take his shit once you take him out. But I get it. Shooting the gun in the city is high risk. It does make a lot of noise. But if you save your life, you got a better chance of saving your life than boots.
As a beacon, you are broadcasting your location to every dead thing within a 3-mile radius, and worse, to every desperate, armed living person who wants what you have. Furthermore, do you have the cardio to fight? The average person gets winded climbing 2 flights of stairs. Adrenaline burns energy like a furnace. If you engage in hand-to-hand combat or a firefight, you will be physically exhausted in 60 seconds. If there are 3 zombies, you might win.
Damn. Oh, buddy said we wash, yo.
We can't make this shit up. We can't make this shit up.
We fat, funky, and sorry. We out of shape. We fucking burnt out. We bummed out and depleted. We huffing and puffing 2 flights of stairs. Ugh. We breathing like Rick Ross. Ugh. We breathing like Biggie. Ugh. Oh, man. Shit. Listen, he ain't lying. This is an out of shape, obese ass country. Now, I think in the last 20 years, it's more people big on fitness than in a long time. But still, though, our numbers of out of shape, fatness, and obesity is really, really definitely over 50%. Now, some races doing better than others. The Asians, they actually doing pretty good with it. They might not be that strong with strength and stuff, but as far as you know, not being all blowed out and shit. And don't hear me out. Just because you blowed out don't technically mean you out of shape. Just because you skinny don't mean you fit. Because Snoop Dogg was a skinny little pothead ass nigga. I doubt he can really run for 50 yards without, you know, that kind of shit. So I'm just throwing that out there. Because I did know some chubby niggas in the army that can run that 2 miles pretty fucking good. But they eating habits was just so bad that they just couldn't keep the weight down. But the point is, I ain't saying you got to be a triathlete or whatever. I ain't saying you got to be a goddamn super soldier. You ain't got to be Steve motherfucking Rogers, aka Captain America, because I sure as fuck not. But at the same time, try to be in the best shape possible within your time, energy, and resources, because you never know when we get back to a world where fitness is survival. Fitness is key to survival for you and your fucking loved ones. Again, 911 gonna be down. 911 gonna be down. Might come a time when someone want to take what you got and you might have to run, but you ain't ran in the last 10 years. It's up. You stuck and it's up. Jam says at least be able to hit the broadside of a barn. Well, we didn't even got into that a lot of jokers can't shoot. But right now, we just trying to get them to be able to fight without being utterly exhausted and spent in 60 seconds.
Gets winded climbing 2 flights of stairs. Adrenaline burns energy like a furnace. If you engage in hand-to-hand combat or a firefight, you will be physically exhausted in 60 seconds. If there are 3 zombies, you might win. If there are 30, you are tired meat. The 10% understand that avoidance is the only victory. The best fight is the one that never happens. They value silence over firepower. They value mobility over armor. If you are shooting, your plan has already failed. But before you even step out the door, before you grab the boots or the water, there is a micro decision that determines your fate. It happens in the first 5 minutes of waking up. It is the decision of who you are going to save. This is the darkest math of all. In a catastrophic collapse, your circle of empathy must shrink. If you try to save everyone, you save no one. The 90% spend the first hour calling distant relatives, checking on neighbors, trying to organize a community meeting. They are operating on social contracts that no longer exist. The 10% look at their immediate family, the people in the room with them, and they lock the door. This sounds heartless. It is. But survival is not a democracy. It is a triage. Every person you add to your group is another mouth to feed, another set of lungs that makes noise, another variable that can panic. In the initial phase, isolation is safety. You have to be willing to ignore the knock at the door if you don't know who is on the other side. You have to be willing to let the phone ring. The world is drowning, and if you reach out your hand too far, you don't pull them up. They pull you down. So, you have accepted the reality. You have secured water. You have avoided the traffic traps. Now you are moving. But where are you going? This is where the concept of the bug-out location fails most people. They have a vague idea of heading to the woods. They think they will live off the land. Let me be clear, unless you are an experienced bushcraft expert who has lived primitive for years, going into the woods is just a slower way to die. Nature is indifferent to your suffering. You will freeze. You will starve. You will drink bad water. The woods are not a sanctuary. They are a different kind of hostility. The 10% don't run to the wilderness. They run to the fringe. They look for the gray zones, industrial parks on the edge of town, distribution centers, self-storage facilities. These are structures that are defensible, usually built of concrete and steel, often have fences, and most importantly, they are not where the crowds go. The crowds go to Walmart. The crowds go to the hospital. The crowds go to the police station. Avoid these places as if they were radioactive. They are the focal points of the panic. They are where the infection spreads fastest. The industrial fringe is your best bet because it represents the architectural opposite of a residential suburb. Suburbs are built for comfort, with large glass windows, flimsy wooden doors, and open lawns. They are impossible to defend. Industrial zones are built for security and utility. They have cinder block walls, steel doors, high chain link fences topped with razor wire, and flat roofs accessible only by ladder. In a zombie outbreak, a flat roof is the most valuable real estate on Earth. It elevates you above the threat. It gives you a 360-degree sightline. It makes you virtually untouchable to a horde that cannot climb ladders. The 10% identify these structures immediately. They don't look for a home, they look for a fortress that already exists. They carry a bolt cutter, not to loot televisions, but to access the maintenance yards of swimming pool supply companies for chlorine to purify water, or construction sites for heavy canvas and lumber. But let's assume you didn't make it out.
Listen, every time we do this, yo, this survival shit looks gloomer and gloomer. Have a nigga asking themselves, is it really worth it? It's a lot of work. I said so. I also tell people, honestly, I try to learn the skill set, but I honestly wouldn't last long in the zombie apocalypse or any kind of survival situation because of my family. I'm not mad at them, but I'll probably end up dying, like taking care and protecting them. I have like some people that are liabilities. You know, I got an 11-year-old daughter, a liability. You know, wife, 5'3", 130 some pounds, never had a fight in her life. She works out a lot, so she in shape. So I give her that much, she can run. But these little out of shape kids ain't gonna help us with that. But she's scared of fucking cats. She literally be acting scared of the cat that we done have for like 2 years now. So yeah, in an apocalypse situation, she's not reliable to do anything worthwhile as far as self-defense. So yeah, I'll be out of there.
Let's assume the gridlock trapped you, or you have a family member who couldn't move and you are forced to bug in. You are staying in your apartment or your house. The sun is starting to go down on day 1. This is the most dangerous psychological phase, the transition to darkness. The 90% will make a fatal error here. They will try to fortify their home against an army. They will start hammering planks of wood over the windows on the outside. They will drag furniture onto the porch to build a barricade. This is a tactical suicide called flagging. By changing the exterior appearance of your house, you are broadcasting a signal to every desperate person on the street that someone is inside and that they have something worth protecting. You have just painted a bullseye on your front door. The 10% understand the doctrine of the gray man applies to their house, not just their clothes. The goal is not to look like a fortress. The goal is to look like a tomb. You want your house to look abandoned. You want the looters to walk past it because they think it has already been stripped. Do not touch the exterior. Leave the tricycle on the lawn. Leave the front door as it is. Do your reinforcing on the inside. Screw the plywood into the window frames from the interior. Drag the bookshelves in front of the doors from the living room side. Create a mouse hole environment. You retreat into the innermost room of the house, preferably one without windows, or a basement if it has a secure exit. You live in that central core. You do not move through the rest of the house unless necessary. You create layers of defense so that if the outer shell is breached, you are still safe in the core. Now let's talk about the silent killer that will take more lives.
Well, let's say you in that core. You sitting in your little place, you done found your little room. Your little core, your little no walls, no window room, your little no window, no doors room. What happens when they corner you in there? You're fucked. I always need some kind of exit. I personally wouldn't want to be in any place with only one way in and one way out, doing any kind of life or death situation. That's just me. Maybe I'm just paranoid, maybe I'm just crazy. Just the thought of that shit doesn't make me comfortable at all.
Than the zombies in the first week. Sanitation. It is not a sexy topic. You won't see it in the movies because it doesn't look cool. But when the water stops flowing, the sewage stops moving. The average person produces a predictable amount of waste every day. In a city of 8 million people, if the toilets stop flushing, you have a biohazard catastrophe within 48 hours. The 90% will continue to use their toilets until they clog, or they will start throwing waste into the street. This breeds cholera, typhoid, and dysentery. In a survival situation without hospital,
I always thought about that on The Walking Dead. Where all the poop go? What do they do with the poop?
Oh my God.
No one knows. And Rick walked around in that same uniform for how many months, days, seasons, whatever. The funkiest the funkiest sheriff in the city. That nigga was funky. I'm the law. No, you're not, nigga. You funky. Carl. I checked out season 3 of Walking Dead. That's just me.
Diarrhea is not an inconvenience. It is a fatal condition. Dehydration kills you in 3 days, but dysentery drains you of fluids faster than you can replace them. The 10% address this immediately. They stop using the toilet the moment the water pressure dies. They bag their waste. They separate liquid and solid to reduce the smell and bacterial growth.
We gotta bag up our doo-doo.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
We got to bag up our doo-doo, baby.
They understand that hygiene is defense. A simple scratch from a rusty fence or a blister from those boots you haven't broken in can become septic. Without antibiotics, a minor infection becomes a major amputation. The survivors are the ones washing their hands with the last of the soap while everyone else is hoarding ammunition. They know that keeping the biological machine running is more important than having a stockpile of grenades. This brings us to the scavenging hierarchy. If you are forced to venture out on day 1 to acquire supplies, where do you go? The amateur goes to the grocery store. The amateur goes to the gun shop. These are death traps. They are the focal points of human desperation. The professional scavenger thinks laterally. They go to places that are invisible to the panic. Office supply stores? Why? Because they have cases of bottled water in the break room section and nobody thinks to look there. They have batteries, duct tape, and first...
Everybody else raiding the Costco's and the Walmarts. You have to think outside the box. You have to think outside the box. That makes sense. When everybody be like, man, if the shit hit, I'm gonna go to Walmart and get this and this. Even like Dollar General's, any real store is gonna be empty quick, or a hot spot where a bunch of other people gonna. You gotta think outside the box. They got stuff you need, but it's not gonna be the first or second or third or fourth idea in the average motherfucker head. And that's what Uncle Zombie Survivor Crash Course teaches you and identifies, to think outside the box. Like I told y'all, my zombie setup spot, it ain't the Costco, it ain't the mall, it ain't the hospital, it ain't the prison, it ain't the police station. No, Unc is setting up in a goddamn nursing home. And I told y'all why, and I'll tell y'all again. Nursing homes got top flight security. They designed to where the old folks just can't leave when they want, and us regular people just can't come in when we want and mess with the old people. They got plenty of rooms, plenty of beds. They got cafeterias. They got food. Might not be the best tasting food. They got canned food. They got dry food. They got non-perishable foods. They got their cafeteria, the food they feed the old folks. You got plenty of medications, antibiotics. You got plenty of medical supplies. You got all kinds of medications. All kinds of first aid shit. Like I said, plenty of rooms, plenty of beds, plenty of shit for sterilization. If some of the old folks get turned to zombies, they old and slow, they easy to take out. I'm going to a nursing home, a decent sized nursing home. will be where I'll set up my base of operations. Y'all can go over to Costco and fight the hundreds of other people over Costco and have to defend your Costco every day. Gonna be in one of the many nursing homes throughout the city. Gotta think outside the box. It might not be the best spot, but it's not the most popular spot, which makes it the best spot.
Aid kits. The professional goes to the pet store, not for the dog food, although that is a calorie source of last resort, but for the fish antibiotics. Medications like fish mox are often just amoxicillin, the same stuff humans take, sold without a prescription. It isn't FDA approved for you, but in the apocalypse, the FDA doesn't exist. The professional goes to the distribution centers for landscaping companies. They have heavy-duty gloves, masks, tarps, and tools that can double as weapons. The 10% are looking for durability. They are looking for items that solve problems indefinitely. A box of matches runs out. A flint and steel striker lasts for thousands of fires. A flashlight needs batteries. A crank-powered radio provides light and information forever. You need to shift your mindset from consuming to sustaining. The 90% consume what they have and then look for more. The 10% acquire tools that produce what they need. As night falls on day one, the world changes texture. Without streetlights, without the ambient glow of the city, true darkness returns. We have forgotten how dark the night actually is. It is a suffocating, heavy blackness that disorients the senses. This is where light discipline becomes a matter of life and death. A single candle in a window can be seen for a mile in a blackout. A flashlight beam sweeping across a room is a lighthouse beacon inviting every threat in the vicinity. The 90% will light fires for comfort. They will use flashlights to navigate their homes. They are signaling their position. The 10% live in the dark. If they use light, they use red light. Red light doesn't ruin your night vision, and it doesn't travel as far as white light. They use blackout curtains, heavy blankets taped over the windows to ensure not a single...
They should teach us that in the military. A light discipline. Depending on the situation you're in, where you in combat, what you got going on, get orders out to protect light discipline. And if some dumbass light a cigarette and puff on it, that bit, it may seem small, but then, like you said, in pitch black, that shit stands out like a beacon. Done gave away the whole location. Everybody dead. Turn on the wrong kind of flashlight. Listen. Light discipline is key when it comes to keeping your location as low key as possible.
Photon escapes. They understand that in the dark, you are a ghost. If you turn on a light, you become a target. But the darkness brings something worse than visibility issues. It brings the noise. In a dead city, the acoustic floor drops. You can hear a pin drop. You can hear a scream from 10 blocks away. You can hear the shuffling of the infected. The psychological toll of the first night is where the mental break happens. You are exhausted. Your adrenaline is crashing. You are coming down from the most stressful day of your life. Your body demands sleep. But you cannot sleep. The silence is too loud. Every creak of the house settling sounds like a footstep. Every wind chime outside sounds like breaking glass. The 90% will eventually pass out from exhaustion, usually at the worst possible time, leaving themselves vulnerable. Or they will stay awake until they hallucinate, rendering them useless on day 2. The 10% implement a sleep schedule immediately. If you are alone, you sleep in 20-minute bursts, a technique used by...
I can't sleep in no goddamn 20-minute bursts. What the fuck is this dude talking about?
Sailors and soldiers.
We're gonna take a break from this and switch over to this guy right here. This channel, one of my favorite channels, the Undead Theory. His video is something similar. They like to tell us why we won't survive. And I like those kind of videos because I just reverse engineer this shit. He tell us why we won't survive. And if what he said makes sense and apply to me, those are the things that I either don't do or I try to rectify. So we're going to listen to why you never, the never's in all caps, why you never survive a zombie apocalypse. And we, as Insomniac survivors, are going to reverse engineer that shit. We're going to reverse engineer that shit and turn that never into forever. So it says why you'll never survive a zombie apocalypse. We're going to turn to why you forever survive a zombie apocalypse.
No.
At least that's the plan, right? That's the plan.
The world is dying and we're no longer at the top of the food chain, but it might not be zombies that take us out. As much as we like to imagine going down fighting with guns blazing in a heroic last stand, reality is most of us wouldn't even make it to the zombie part. We'd likely get taken out by the boring stuff instead. So today we're breaking down 10 very real reasons you won't survive the zombie apocalypse. Number 1, you've never lived without infrastructure. Most people have never gone more than a few days without running water, electricity, refrigeration, grocery stores, or gas stations. You flip a switch.
The same old want to tell us we soft as baby shit. Come on. Where's your faith in humanity, man?
And the light comes on. You turn a tap and clean water appears. You drive a few minutes and shelves are stocked with food flown in from another country. It's amazing, really. But all that depends on trucks moving, power grids functioning, workers showing up, and systems coordinating in the background. The moment supply chains take a dump, daily life begins to unravel. The water pressure starts to drop since treatment facilities are no longer operating, toilets stop flushing once pumping stations fail, refrigerated food starts to spoil once the grid goes down, and fuel becomes scarce as deliveries halt and panic buying empties tanks. People imagine zombies as the first wave of danger. Realistically, the first wave is dehydration, starvation, unmanaged medical conditions, heat stroke, hyperthermia, and basic infections. Anyone reliant on medication like insulin, heart drugs, psychiatric prescriptions, all become vulnerable immediately. And if you need glasses to see clearly, this includes you too. If your prescription is strong and you crack those lenses while running, or they fall off during a struggle and get stepped on, you're suddenly half blind in a world that demands you to see it to survive. There's no ordering a backup pair online, and you're not walking into a lens crafters during the apocalypse. I mean, you can, but you're not going to get your glasses. I mean, I guess you could maybe get lucky if you find a zombie that has the same prescription glasses as you, but that seems unlikely. Not impossible, but statistically the odds are low. Anyway, the point is, if you rely on corrective lenses and you lose them, your survivability drops instantly. Coming in at number 2, you are not conditioned for sustained movement. And this isn't about how much you can bench press, squat, or deadlift. It's about your endurance. Can you walk 12 miles carrying 35 pounds while scanning your surroundings the entire time? Can you climb fences repeatedly without twisting an ankle with all this stuff on your back? Can you sleep on concrete and function the next morning with only 3 hours of rest? During a collapse, movement is constant. You relocate, you search for supplies, you avoid crowds, you retreat from danger. Every action costs energy. And fatigue will compound and affect your ability to make decisions, which will eventually lead to errors. When you're tired or misjudging distances, you trip easily, you forget small details that keep you alive. Even slow zombies become lethal once your body begins breaking down. People like to knock slow zombies and say they're easy to deal with, but that isn't entirely true when your body and mind are absolutely run down. Most people have never tested their physical limits, let alone outside of controlled environments. Survival demands sustained output without recovery days, without protein shakes, and without consistent sleep. Due to all that, your body will decline a lot faster than people realize. But do you know it won't decline faster than most people realize? Today's sponsor, Free Cash. Free Cash is an app where you can earn money by completing offers like trying games, testing apps, and hitting specific milestones. You pick an offer, follow the task, and once you complete the steps, you get rewarded. They also have 4.8 stars on Trustpilot and 250,000 reviews, which is honestly impressive. That's kind of unheard of these days. So here's how it works. You'll see a list of offers. I'm picking the Grand Mafia because I'm a big fan of any kind of game with mobsters. The rewards are easy to get, and the payouts are solid. So if you tap the offers button and scroll down, it shows you exactly what you have to do to earn the rewards. One important is the same. At number 3, we have your ability to fight under pressure. Even with a weapon, you won't automatically be effective with it under pressure. Swinging a bat when your adrenaline is pumping is a different experience than swinging it at a static object. Reality is, adrenaline...
Just gonna be honest. I think in any post-apocalyptic situation, fitness is gonna fuck a lot of us up. It just is. It honestly is. Because a lot of the shit we don't have is gonna require a certain level of fitness, of energy, of resourcefulness to produce it. And you're gonna need that shit to keep your shit, to protect your shit. And us as humans, we are a shadow of what we were in the past, when our physical prowess was necessary for survival, where you didn't eat what you didn't catch or kill. That protein that you get in your diet was a lot harder to require at one point. I'm feeling man, I'm feeling I kind of want to review because I want to watch it, because I haven't watched it. I kind of want to review this latest Anton Daniel update that popped up really late tonight. It's a new update. It's some new shit in the saga. Anton is the gift that keeps on giving. I know I should do it now, because when I wake up, Easy and all them probably gonna already be on it. Yeah. And I want to save it for my boy DJ to do it, but he do his shows late in the evening, and Izzy and them already gonna be doing it. Plus, fuck it. Like, if I do a quick one now, a one later ain't gonna hurt nothing, because it'll be different people with different opinions and all that kind of stuff. If y'all out here watching know who Anton Daniels is, let me know if y'all want to put a 1 in the chat if you want to do some new updated news in the Anton Daniels drama. Some new shit transpired that's quite strange. Quite interesting. I know Jay little messy but want to see it. You know what, Jay? You such a loyal supporter. We just gonna do it off your 1 vote alone. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna see probably more of this. Definitely better reviews than mine, because I don't really I'm doing it by myself. But we're gonna get the information out. It's Insomniac Theater. We taking a break from the zombie shit. And we're going to talk about the real Walking Dead, which might be Anton Daniels, as far as his reputation, not his life. So I haven't seen this, so I don't know how long it's going to be talked about. So this might be pretty short. But this brown-skinned chick right here is Jasmine, aka Jazz. She been on the Anton Daniels show a few times. She's very annoying. I don't know who's the worst, her or that pretty intellectual chick. I would say pretty intellectual because of the faces she make when you talk. I don't think Jazz do that, because as annoying as Jazz is, because she's first of all, she's really pretty. She's a really pretty chocolate sister, beautiful woman. But Jazz is nuttier than squirrel shit. No. Such a waste. So Jazz gets the setup is Jazz get a message asking her what she wanted the chicks that Anton was trying to get at too. And let's see what she has to say to that. So we're just gonna go a little bit. I don't even know where it starts. Well, I don't know where I'm at right now, but we're gonna get to it.
Listen, I ain't mad. Let us know, Keisha. What is the tea?
I'm sorry, to do an interview with her. As a content creator, the only people you want to reach out to are people that's trending. Nobody knows who this lady is. She said she had 20,000 or something on Instagram.
Jazz just cracking up. I could tell she don't like Anton at all.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Jazz, you a really pretty lady. So sorry you crazy. Maybe one of these days you'll get over your craziness and bless a man. You know what I'm saying?
Instagram and YouTube are not the same. A lot of time your followers don't cross over, which means you can have a whole bunch on Instagram. That don't mean they're coming to YouTube. So she had 1,200 subs on YouTube, and she wants us to believe Anton reached out to her to do an interview. That is equating to $0. So Anton doing an interview with an unknown person that don't nobody know. I mean, nobody.
Nothing that's ever business. And that's really what
girl, what they saying to you in your DMs on Instagram, it's giving fun, girl. Nobody.
So I think this is this task, the task I got into it that one night on GJ Wish Doctor. Shout out to Taz with his journalism. He says, wasn't you one of his women before? So that's Taz, the GOAT, the self-proclaimed GOAT, asking Jasmine, wasn't you one of his women before?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
I'm interested to see what she say. I mean, that's a very bold question. Very direct. What y'all think the answer gonna be? It's a very direct question. Wasn't you? I don't even think is it a question or is it an accusation? You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's a question or a questionization. It's like a combination of that shit.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Wasn't you one of his women before? I'm gonna watch her. I'm gonna watch this whole show because I just want to see. Because Jasmine had done shows with both these people and got in arguments with both of them. And I just want to, is she crazy, but she funny? And if I had the time and energy, I would review it from the beginning. And I might still do that tonight. But right now, though, let's check out this part. Wasn't you one of his women before? That's the question being asked to Jazz. And by his, they mean Anton Daniels.
Oh my God.
Has reached out to you other than you're pretty and they want to be nasty. I'm just being real. It is what it is.
Instagram is for. I get people see me, but at the end of the day, it's for business. So they get on red.
Okay, cool. And
what's your name? Goat B1 Taz. Sir, I was never that man's nothing. I was somebody on a panel. Okay, let's not tie me to him in that way by any means, shape, or form. Okay, like there's no connection there. All right, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I don't like that. I was just a guest, and that's it.
So there you go, people. Or so is it. She said it was nothing. Don't connect her in any kind of way. She was just a guest, and that's it. Anton Daniels didn't give her no request to take her to.
I'm trying to take it a pound, 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 town. I'm trying to lay that pussy down on the ground.
Pound Town. Or maybe since he's a devout Christian, maybe he wanted to take her to church so she can pray.
Did you pray today? Did you pray today? Cause if you didn't, I'ma have to beat you down on some gangster shit.
But she said it was nothing. Yo, that's what's up. Maybe Anton ain't that bad of a guy after all, because this is a really pretty chocolate sister. Maybe he liked the light-skinned chicks like they claim. Maybe that's why it was never nothing. I mean, I stand corrected. Like I said, I didn't watch this video.
That's it. Never. Ever. Okay? But I'll keep it a buck. You know what? I'll keep it a buck with y'all. Anton definitely asked me to come to Detroit before.
What the hell?
Oh, hell no.
Say what? Huh? What? Say what? She said she gonna keep it a buck. I'm looking too, gas mask. Where my little sound at? And the plot thickens like moose meat.
The guest, and that's it. That's it. Never. Ever. Okay? But I'll keep it a buck. You know what? I'll keep it a buck with y'all. Anton definitely asked me to come to Detroit before. He definitely DM'd me on that one day. And mind you, this was several shows after I had been on his panel. Right? And when he asked me, when you come into the D, I said,
when you come into the D.
You can't make this shit up.
As in,
this shit up.
When you come into the D, did he mean the D as in Detroit or the D as in his dick? Or did he mean both?
No.
Her words, not mine. Her no. Listen, we're about to witness, I'm telling you, surviving Anton. Surviving Anton Daniels. I'm telling you, this is how it starts. Motherfuckers start coming out the woodworks. It always starts in the ones and twos. And then the floodgate opens of people that be like, he tried to invite me to the D. He tried to invite me to the D. He tried to invite me to his studio. He messaged me talking about I was fine. He yada, yada, yada. It's just going to keep on coming up. Until it might end up with a harassment case or some shit.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
He keep trying to play Mika like she doing and play her as stupid and push her back against the wall. Nothing is more dangerous than a woman scoring. Fellas, y'all know that, and ladies, y'all know that. Y'all know y'all don't play. What that song? I hate to quote R. Kelly because he a pervert, but it might be perfect for this situation because Anton is a pervert. But Robert said it. When a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it. When a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it. It's over. She gonna fucking do what the fuck she wanna do, how she want. And he done left this girl hanging, didn't defend her reputation, didn't even try to make people think it wasn't nothing, if it was or not. Double down on the shit. Talk slick about her in interviews. Got a husband identified now. Now she did something to this to herself by coming on these stupid interviews. Well, people like that don't usually blame themselves. They're gonna redirect that anger solely on Anton. And if her husband get mad and want to leave her or something, start giving her hard times, she'll be like, fuck. I lost everything anyway. Let me tell the world how this nigga was sexually harassing an employee and used his position to get sexual things out of me. Because you got to remember, she was an employee. She was on contract. She was getting paid $2,500 to $3,500 a month. And he's the boss. And the boss can't be fucking the workers. That's clear. Using your position of power, using your higher up position, putting the person in a situation where it's hard. It ain't no different than what Harvey Weinstein did.
You can't make this shit up.
Just on a smaller level.
Make this shit up.
Harvey Weinstein had a production company. Let me clap the cheeks. We get you in big movies. Anton got a big platform. Let me clap some cheeks. We give you visibility on the platform and you get a paycheck.
Oh my God.
He keep flexing and fronting and smiling and being all trying to be Mr. Cool Man and blowing everything off. He gonna push this woman Mika into a corner and not like the outcome. Well, let's get back to what Jazz Little Pretty Chocolate self talking about.
Taz, sir, I was never that man's nothing. I was somebody on a panel. Okay, let's not tie me to him in that way by any means, shape, or form. Okay, like there's no connection there. All right, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I don't like that. I was just a guest, and that's it. That's it. Never, ever. Okay, but I'll keep it a buck. You know what? I'll keep it a buck with y'all. Anton definitely asked me to come to Detroit before. He definitely DM'd me on that one day. And mind you, this was several shows after I had been on his panel. Right? And when he asked me, when you come into the D, I said, for what? What's in Detroit? And he said, you know, you'll just have to trust me.
That doesn't sound creepy at all. Can we say, take that, take that, take that, take that?
Can't stop. Won't stop.
You just have to trust me.
I count on both.
You just have to trust me.
I'm trying to take it a pound, 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 town. I'm trying to lay that pussy down on the ground.
You just have to trust me.
Mom, are you okay? Mom!
Come with me if you want to live.
Goddamn, Anton, that line is on par. I mean, he did say he the closest thing some people will meet next to Jesus, and we trust Jesus. So if you're the closest thing to Jesus some people gonna meet, of course you'll be like, you just gotta trust me. Because we all believe in Jesus. Anton probably walk around, if you believe in Jesus, why can't you believe in me? That's probably one of his favorite songs.
Was several shows after I had been on his panel. Right? And when he asked me, when you come into the D, I said, for what? What's in Detroit? And he said, you know, you'll just have to trust me. It'll be fun. And I'm, nah, fun in Detroit. I ain't never heard of that. Never heard of that. Well, you'll just have to trust me. What difference does it make, right?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Oh, buddy, wow, yo. You watching this now? I'm not even gonna put this in the title. I'm pretty sure Mad Cat's gonna review it tomorrow, but I'm not even gonna put it in the title. So nobody ain't gonna be able to even find it over here. Check out my boy DJ Witch Doctor. Wait for his review. Wait for my boy DJ Witch Doctor review. That's gonna be the one that's official Thistle. With all the personalities and characters you have over there. I might pop up myself. This is just, you know, me just killing some time. But let's see what else she got to say.
He's talking to me. He's not giving me any. Now, if he's DMing me like this, somebody that he has gotten into it multiple times with, right? If he's.
They definitely have gotten into it. And I'm not talking like they've been like on each other's ass. You feel me? They done got into it. Some serious, intense arguments. But you know, this nigga a pussy hound. Let me tell you something about this guy. This guy, Anton Daniels.
Tactical nuke incoming!
When I'm on my homie DJ Witch Doctor Show Not for Humans, I like to mess with him and ask him to.
No.
Jam Max, did he threaten to punch her in the TD2? Listen, they got into it pretty tough. If he didn't, he damn near did. But let me tell y'all something about people like this guy. He got married really early. He claimed Rita was never touched by another man. He said that in the last interview before him. I'm not gonna speak on Rita, even though she be on some strange things a little bit herself, just because the way he act publicly and she's still with him. But that's either here or now. We saw older pictures of him when he looked younger. His teeth, he didn't have them veneers he got in. He didn't have a full beard. His hairline was hella pushed back. I'm 47, and you see where my hairline at. It's about where it was. It ain't like it was when I was fucking 27, but I'm down there 50, and for all intents and purposes, got a head full of hair. And my hairline is enough. I just need to line up. You get what I'm saying? I ain't pushed back. But he was like back here, like a very, very, very long time ago. Exactly, JM. He acted like he was a catch in the back in the day. So if she was his first and they got married so goddamn young, it ain't like he smashed fucking 40 women before he got her. He used to talk about like, y'all don't know, because people tell him, you've been married for this short amount of time. How you know so much about women and sex and doing all this? And he just like to smirk. So that lets me know 9 times out of 10, it's been a lot of fucking went on after marriage. A lot of stuff with other women after marriage. Because there's no way it happened before marriage. Because he was already short, chubby, and funny looking with a bad hairline and fucked up teeth. And there's no way you was just dragging him down. That's just not how the world works. You feel me? He younger than me. But he ain't that much younger to where we didn't grow up in the same kind of world, even though we from different areas. So let's throw that out there. The world was the world. And dudes with his motherfucking aesthetics with no funds, one just fucking racking up a whole bunch of women before they get married at the age of fucking 19 or 20, right? So, he got money, got status, got YouTube clout, got a name out there, got cars, got the clothes, got his teeth fixed. He did the Glorilla.
No.
He gave himself the Glorilla makeover, right? And just like a lot of guys that was nothing for the most of their life, they get a little stuff that women like and they lose their goddamn mind. They can't handle it. They can't handle the access to women that look like something that they never had a chance with. And if married or not, certain people that never had it's not going to miss out on an opportunity to partake. And that's what Anton got going on. Where he started feeling himself a little too much and trying and testing everybody. And that's why he's like, why the fuck she reached out to me when we didn't even get along? We argued all the damn time. He didn't care. He saw somebody pretty and chocolate, something he attracted to, and he feeling himself. He has drunk his own Kool-Aid to where he's that nigga, but you're really not. You either tricking, promising tricking, and still tricking, or like tricking plus giving people access to further their endeavors.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Like in the Mika situation with her channel and all that kind of stuff and her connections.
And he said, you'll just have to trust me. It'll be fun. And I'm, fun in Detroit. I ain't never heard of that. Never heard of that. well, you'll just have to trust me. What difference does it make, right? He's talking to me. He's not giving me any. Now, if he's DMing me like this, somebody that he has gotten into it multiple times with, right? If he's DMing me with this pimp talk, because that's exactly what it sounded like. You just got to trust me. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I said, for what? What do you ask me? What do you asking me to come to Detroit to do? Right? Well, what difference does it make? You'll just have to trust me. I said, it makes all the difference. I need details.
So she wasn't gonna say no? The only detail you need to know, Jazz, is that this nigga got a whole wife. Like, what's going on here? Well, maybe she like, is this business we talking? But why would it be? But I don't know.
And you know what he said to me? Just let me know when you're ready. Because you'll just have to trust me. Never spoke to him about it again.
Just let me know when you ready. That nigga think he Michael B. Jordan.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
And it never played out. Why? Because I'm asking too many questions. I'm not excited because you DMing me asking to bring me to Detroit for what, nigga? And this was like fresh off of the conversation that he had about having women that he work with or are friends with, how they pussy got to be on the table for him. My pussy ain't never on the table. And you're not gonna parade me.
Put that pussy on the table, Jazz. Stop playing, Jazz, and put that pussy on the table. Put that pussy on the table, I give you $1,000. That's what Boosie will say. He told that girl, show that pussy on IG, I give you $1,000. Put that pussy on the table, I give you $1,000.
Me around like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mika, like Molly, like Q, or whatever the case may be. No.
Damn, he throwing all their names out there on the whole train.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
Jazz said she ain't having it. She said she ain't gonna be like none of them hoes that you out here put your Anton Daniels D-Town Detroit D in. She started dropping. Listen, I swear I ain't watched this. I ain't know she was gonna start throwing other hoes under the bus.
Emotional damage.
And you know what he said to me? Just let me. Well, it shouldn't be a problem. We could do it. We could do a double date. I would be like, sounded like, you just gotta trust me. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I said, for what? What do you ask me? What do you asking me to come to Detroit to do? Right? Well, what difference does it make? You'll just have to trust me. I said, it makes all the difference. I need details. And you know what he said to me? Just let me know when you're ready. Because you'll just have to trust me. Never spoke to him about it again. And it never played out. Why? Because I'm asking too many questions. I'm not excited because you DMing me asking to bring me to Detroit for what, nigga? And this was like fresh off of the conversation that he had about having women that he work with or are friends with, how they pussy got to be on the table for him. My pussy ain't never on the table. And you're not gonna parade me around like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mika, like Molly, like Q, or what?
come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Oh, shit.
She said what she said, and it looked like she meant it.
Whatever the case may be. No. Now, if he would have DM'd me, yo, Jazz, I got a cool idea. I think we could do something. I know we look like enemies, but maybe we could collab and do something, you know, that'll help you grow in your channel. If he would have came at me like that,
he would have came at you like that. He'll help you grow your channel, but you're going to have to help his meat grow.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You have to tug on it or something.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
He said it loud and clear. Any woman that worked with him, the poo nanny got to be on the table. So he'll help your channel grow, but the poon poon, the poo nanny, the cooter cotta got to be on the table. Simple as that.
I would be like, can I bring my nigga? Can I bring my man? Because if it's strict.
She ain't got no man. That bitch studying this world shit. If she do, he ain't been around long. He ain't gonna stay around long. And if for some strange reason her man watching this, I got one thing to tell that nigga.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Business, it shouldn't be a problem. We could do a double date. Me, you, and yo, but see, it never got that far because I didn't have stars in my eyes. Mika said as soon as he DM'd her, she was like, yeah, I'll go do the interview. Yeah. I'm asking like, what we on? What you on? Coming to Detroit for what? I heard it's so cold in the D.
I might have to watch this whole shit, man. She's fucking funny. I might have to watch this whole shit. Cause I know I'm gonna watch it on my own, so I might as well watch it here. I don't know, it's long. Let's keep going from here, though. Maybe we'll backtrack, maybe we won't. Cause I'm not going to sleep anytime soon, but it's around that time of night where I like to watch a movie or something.
Fuck you want me out there for? What difference?
Before we get back to this shit or decide what we're gonna do next, I do want to run some admin shit, give me some motivation.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $UncBeStreaming. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
It doesn't make, he's a pimp. Or at least a wannabe. And unfortunately, he got one with Mika. And unfortunately, it shouldn't be a problem. We could do a double date. Me, you, and yo, but see, it never got that far because I didn't have stars in my eyes. Mika said as soon as he DM'd her, she was like, yeah, I'll go do the interview. Yeah. I'm asking like, what we on? What you on? Coming to Detroit for what? I heard it's so cold in the D. Fuck you want me out there for? What difference does it make? He's a pimp. Or at least a wannabe. And unfortunately, he got one with Mika.
I think he'll want to be pimp too. He, like I said, lame, loser, didn't get no hoes. A late bloomer, came across well, famous, success later in life, but don't even know how to utilize it. We're coming off as sleazy, grimy, and creepy, and he only works on dumb chicks that need him, and naive and dumb, and think they can get something out of it and play the game right without getting double crossed by a goofy ass nigga.
I'm not being successful in this space is definitely a goal of mine for sure. But I don't need to put myself in nefarious situations or a situation that'll make me look bad just because the person that's asking me to hang out got a bunch of followers and a bunch of subscribers because he likes to talk shit. No. So if he's DMing me like this, I know for sure if he's DMing any of these other women, it ain't on no professional nothing. It ain't business.
I agree with that a point because I don't see them come at each other. They didn't like each other. Jasmine is not that likable. She's really pretty, but she's not likable. This is the thing. They both arrogant as fuck and have a lot of narcissistic traits. So they bump heads like a motherfucker. You cannot have two narcissists on one panel. And they used to take the whole panel sometimes arguing. And nobody would back down, admit to be right. She had to constantly force Anton to use his control power of the panel by having access to the buttons in the function, in the mute, in the dropping.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
That's the only way he's gonna stop Jasmine crazy ass. That's how hard they used to get into it. So if he messes her on some let's hook up shit, come to the D, imagine with the girls that he's more cordial with and don't get into it with.
He trying to holler. Okay? Of course he's gonna frame it that way. But the fact that you couldn't even tell me the reason why you wanted me to come to Detroit after we have been going head to head with each other. Damn near every show. You want to talk to me? That lets me know I bring value to you. But you're not going to use me to look like one of your little honeydews, your little honey dips. Oh, no. So yeah, y'all, that's why I'm like, you can't fool me because the way he moves, it's not professional. It's not, flat out. But let's keep going. That was my little story I wanted to share. I got asked to get flown out too. And I was like, for why? And he was like, bitch, never mind.
No.
There you go, people. You saw it here in one of the first places. Your YouTube feed will be flooded with this tomorrow. I suggest this is just me. Hold out to my boy DJ Wishdar to do it on Not For Humans if he's going to do it. And so it can be a little fresh on you. And you'll hear a whole bunch of different perspectives and get it be entertained. I just kind of ran through it fast because I'm up here by myself. But yeah.
He was like, man, fuck it. Damn, Jazz, shit. Yeah. And best believe I was bringing my nigga. What? Yeah, make sure you give me a room. I'm gonna bring my man. Cause he helped me with my business. I bet you I wouldn't have been able to come.
So you really didn't have a following.
She funny as hell. Let's watch a little bit more of Jasmine, yo.
I need to give all the new subscribers, okay, justice for Mika. However, baby.
That's a new t-shirt. Justice for Mika. Justice for Mika.
Fuck you, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Back the fuck up. I'll knock the fuck out you.
Damn, man.
Hey.
I don't know about that. Justice for Mika husband.
Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break.
I think I like that one better. Justice for Mika husband. Get that nigga a break.
Baby girl. These interviews, I'm not sure if they worked in your favor, baby. If you was my homegirl, and y'all gotta understand, the way I'm speaking on this live is exactly how I would speak to them in person. These are my friends. Homegirl is looking bad. And the explanation tour is backfiring. So let's get into it. I won't do too much talking. I was tired as hell earlier. I had to get a little nap in after Lucky stream. Make sure y'all go back and peep the stream we did earlier. It was me, Lucky, and Fantasy. It was really fun, really cute. And we were talking about all of the things as well. We're going to go back. I know you guys have seen a lot of the interviews already, but y'all haven't heard my perspective. Okay? So let's get into the first interview. So we already know, right? The first time that she came out to address the whole Corey Holcomb thing, I thought that was the perfect response. She kept it cute. It was sweet. It was out the way. It was vague. And it was like just enough. But then you want to go and sit down on platforms and explain yourself, and it's making you look way worse. And now, within days, more things are coming out, more videos, more accusations. You guys, I found a video about her husband. Mind you,
I just looked over and took a look at Lucky page. I might have to start reviewing some of this shit from the female perspective. Lucky been cooking the fuck out this shit. One of the titles of one of the few videos, I think the title of one of the videos is called "When a Rich Nigga Wants Ya." Remember Chris Brown? When a rich nigga wants you, and your nigga can't do nothing for ya. Oh, these hoes ain't loyal. So yeah, the video's titled "When a Rich Nigga Wants You." Mika exposes Anton Hotel. The ladies react. Yeah. I had to check it out at some point. Oh, well, I can't get into reviewing this kind of shit. I like zombie shit. Fuck. But see, I be double dipping. I be over here doing this with DJ, and then I be over here doing my zombie shit, but I find both entertaining. But I don't want to pollute my channel. I don't want to pollute my channel with this kind of shit. That's why I'm not changing the title and adding this in. When somebody with a replay game watch my zombie shit at the beginning, they just gonna run into this shit. but I'm not polluting my titles like that.
I was this week years old when I found out that Mika was married. I never knew that. He's been married this entire time. So now it looks even worse. It's getting worse. I'm starting right when he starts asking the tough questions.
So again, that's why I have no problem with calling out, rhino Republicans, because there are plenty of Republicans that I don't like.
Yeah.
But
he's a conservative.
Other just ridiculous policies.
All right, so let's get into Anton Daniels. Here's my thinking. With your vast erudition or knowledge in politics, was that the connection or bond? Because as I understand, he's a conservative, and much of his rhetoric, if you will.
That nigga suit clean as fuck, yo. I would have never thought of using that suit shirt color combination, but that shit actually looked kind of fire.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
It's bold, but it ain't too peacockish, but yet it's bold and it stand out, and the colors blend well. And yeah, it's that blue on whatever gold, whatever he got going on, that color scheme. That shit fire. He salute to his wardrobe people, his wife, whoever bought him the suit, maybe himself.
It's political.
Correct.
Is that fair to say? That is fair. Was that the bond or the connection between you and Anton?
Absolutely. So,
why I got the feeling Mika, Jazz actually sipping on some tea. That ain't coffee, and she literally sipping on tea as she reviewing this shit.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
I was a watcher of Anton's content way before, I actually knew Anton. So that is one of the bases of my connection with Anton, and also the financial conservatism too, because Anton knows a lot about.
Why'd you ass in there with that detective face? Why she got the motherfucking detective though? She's sitting there like,
financial decisions.
Okay, and how would you describe your political relationship with him?
Political relationship, what do you mean?
Yeah, so is it
So I know y'all have seen this. I know you've seen it. I know you've seen it. But I want to point out so many things that she did wrong in these damn interviews. And as a person that's in media, I'm very surprised at how she handles herself in this situation, because if you are intentionally going on these platforms to redeem yourself or to clear your name, you need to be coming prepared, sis. There was no preparation in this. And the very first question he asked, what's your political relationship? It should have been an easy question to ask. But because he used the word relationship, it threw her off.
Primarily the relationship or the friendship you have is primarily about politics?
Well, no. Well, the relationship that we have now is primarily business.
Or
business.
prior to, when you say now, there's an emphasis that maybe it was different prior to.
No, the only prior to is before I knew him.
Okay.
So before I knew him, of course, I'm a consumer at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm, looking at Anton, like I said, from the conservative politics and the fiscally conservative shows he used to have.
Yeah. And what was it that caught your attention to stay connected to the work that he does?
Before I knew him?
Yep.
Oh,
You said you was a consumer of his work. Yeah.
It would be like the Millionaire Morning Show. That's actually what I did watch. I didn't know Anton's other shows until we started working together.
Sure.
But the Millionaire Morning Show, it has, like I said, it has different components of news, financial information, politics,
sure,
and a little bit of pop culture, which is my lane.
Yeah. And even with that being your lane, how did the lanes collided, if you will? Meaning that at some point, either you reach out, you email, you DM, you say, hey, this is great work you're doing. It's something that I'm interested in knowing more about. How was that establishment?
So Anton reached out to me.
Sure.
And he asked.
Well, let me ask you this, just for clarity for the public. When you say he reached out to you, so if you're a consumer of his work, how does he know to reach out to you?
He doesn't know to reach out to me.
So how?
It just happens that, well, I watch a lot of people.
Sure.
Online, but it just happened that he emailed me. I have my email up on my on my.
Mika made this one mistake that she does a lot, and that's she lying or hiding something, and it's a mistake a lot of people do when they volunteer information that you didn't ask for. He never asked you if you watch a lot of people. He never asked that. She did that several times throughout both interviews she did, where she would throw some stuff out there to try to take something off the table that you didn't even put on the table, which means it was something that was on the table in the first place. And she think it's smart to try to meet things head first, when really often when you try to suggest information that wasn't asked to meet things head first, you usually just highlight that there's something that needs to be asked about. But yeah, I'm not finna go through this video again, obviously. I think I'm finna wrap it up, B. We're gonna get on up out of here. This been the Insomniac Theater. We did a little zombie talk. We had some good, clean fun. We broke into a little stuff. Y'all gonna see a lot of this video tomorrow. It's on Jazz channel. If y'all don't follow Jazz, she's funny, she's entertaining, she's really pretty. She's just annoying as fuck on panels. But seeing like Solo Dolo, she's not as unpleasant. So I'm definitely gonna get her subscribed. At the least, I can enjoy looking at her face. I'm a married man. I'm not blind. So she should, I like looking at pretty women. Of course, I can look at my wife, but she sleep right now. And when she sleep, her mouth be a little open and a little drool come out sometimes. And she not that pretty. No, I'm just playing. She's still pretty when she sleep. No. But when she tired, though, she do drool a little bit on the goddamn pillow. But I'm not finna go staring a sleeping person's face. They're just kind of creepy. And if y'all do that to y'all's person or whatever you want to call it, leave them alone with your little weirdo self. So we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna play ourselves out.
Type shit. Come on, I'm doing up shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. I'm doing shit. Fuck all that young shit. I'm cool with shit. Type shit. Activities. Posted up on the island with a bitch. They call me cause I ain't on that dumb shit. Yeah, I'm rich, but act broke with a bitch. Duval day, I really do it for the kids. Getting chicks, never gotta work a job. No Viagra, dick still get hard. I can make your auntie swipe a credit card. OG in the game, realest that you ever. Aunties get down on the floor. Show these poor ass hoes how it go. Come on, I'm doing up shit. Fuck all that young shit.